Israel-Iran war live updates. Israel bombs Iranian Revolutionary Guards HQ, strikes Fordow nuclear site. Israel-Iran war live updates. Iran and Israel continued to exchange missile attacks on Monday. An Israeli military spokesperson reported that Israeli fighter jets targeted military sites in western Iran. This came after Iran launched missiles that caused widespread damage in Tel Aviv, injuring many and leveling buildings. As the world braces for Iran's response after the United States attacked Tehran's key nuclear sites, joining Israel in the biggest Western military action, President Donald Trump said there may be a regime change if Iranian leadership cannot make Iran great again. Iran has threatened U.S. bases in the Middle East and pledged to defend itself after the U.S. dropped bunker buster bombs onto the mountain above Iran's Fordow nuclear site, while Trump urged Tehran to stand down. According to Ali Akbar Velayati, an advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khomeini, bases used by U.S. forces could be attacked in retaliation. Israel bombed the headquarters of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards as war between the two countries continued on Monday. U.S. airstrikes using ground-penetrating and cruise missiles have inflicted major damage on nuclear sites at Fordow, Esfahan, and Natanz. Iran denies any radiation leak, but the IAEA warns of likely severe harm to critical enrichment facilities. Israel bombed a key power supply system in Tehran, escalating tensions and targeting Iran's critical infrastructure. Israel-Iran conflict. The gate of Iran's notorious Evin prison in Tehran is reportedly hit in a suspected Israeli strike, Iranian state television said. Israel-Iran conflict. The UN nuclear watchdog head has demanded the return of agency inspectors to Iran's nuclear sites in a bid to account for its highly enriched uranium stockpiles following attacks by Israel and the United States on its atomic program. The IDF Israel Defense Forces is striking the Fordow nuclear facility. Israel-Iran conflict. Iran's Red Crescent said an Israeli strike hit near its building in northern Tehran on Monday, as fighting between Iran and Israel raged for the 11th day. New attack around the Red Crescent building, the emergency service said in a post on its Telegram channel. Israel-Iran conflict news. Live updates. Loud explosions were heard in Jerusalem on Monday, after the Israeli military warned a fresh barrage of missiles had been launched from Iran. Israel-Iran conflict. Maria Zakharova, the Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman, said that Iran has the right to use nuclear technology for peaceful purposes, just like any other country, and emphasized Tehran's commitment to its nuclear obligations. Israel-Iran conflict. Iran will continue its uranium enrichment activities despite U.S. and Israeli strikes, Deputy Foreign Minister Majid Takhtravanka said on Monday. No one can tell us what we should or should not do, he said. Israel-Iran conflict. The United States' direct involvement in the conflict expands the range of legitimate targets for the Iranian armed forces, Iran's Military Central Command spokesperson said on Monday. Addressing U.S. President Donald Trump directly, Ebrahim Zolfaghari said in English, Gambler Trump, you can start this war, but we will be the ones who end it. Israel-Iran conflict. Iran will continue its uranium enrichment activities despite U.S. and Israeli strikes, Deputy Foreign Minister Majid Takhtravanka said on Monday. No one can tell us what we should or should not do, he said. Israel-Iran conflict. As part of the effort to deepen air superiority in Iranian skies, the IDF attacked 6 Iranian regime airports in western, eastern, and central Iran. The strikes damaged runways, underground bunkers, a refueling plane, an F-14, F-5, and AH-1 aircraft belonging to the Iranian regime. Iran's judiciary said Monday it executed a man found guilty of spying for Israel, as fighting raged between the two countries for an 11th day. Mohammad Amin Mahdavi Shaista was hanged this morning for intelligence cooperation with the Zionist regime, the judiciary said, using Iran's term for Israel. Air Force fighter jets are now attacking military infrastructure in Kermanshah, Iran, the Israel Defense Force said. North Korea condemned on Monday U.S. strikes on Iran, calling it a violation of the United Nations Charter and blaming the tension in the Middle East on the reckless valor of Israel. The Thai embassy in Tel Aviv is temporarily closed due to the current situation in the Middle East. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand has expressed deep concern over rising tensions between Israel and Iran, as well as the growing involvement of other parties, which threaten regional peace and endanger civilians. France is to send military A400M aircraft to Israel to fly out any of its citizens who wish to leave for Cyprus, the Foreign and Defense Ministries said. President Donald Trump insisted Sunday that U.S. strikes had destroyed Iranian nuclear sites, after other officials cautioned that the extent of damage was still unclear. Monumental damage was done to all nuclear sites in Iran, as shown by satellite images. Obliteration is an accurate term, Trump wrote on social media. Australia backs the United States airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities but wants to avert a spiral into full-scale war in the Middle East. Iran cannot be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon. We support action to prevent that from occurring, and this is what this is, Foreign Minister Penny Wong told reporters. Supreme Leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, posted on X, "The punishment continues. The Zionist enemy has made a big mistake, committed a big crime. It must be punished, and it is being punished. It is being punished right now." Oil prices surge in the wake of U.S. strikes in Iran, with U.S. oil futures jumping 3.6 Sunday to about $76.47 per barrel. The U.S. State Department issued a worldwide caution for Americans, saying the conflict in the Middle East could put those traveling or living abroad at an increased security risk. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country has interesting intelligence on the location of Iran's 60 enriched uranium stockpiles. Latest blogs.